bunkers. He knew that the whole point of that was to take out the reinforcements, but as you mentioned, if you just send one Marine, it makes it so much easier for the Zerg to pick those off. Yeah. When, of course, all of a sudden you're sending them with multiple Marines and you're buffering damage with the SCVs, it's like, well, what do? You know, it's a very, very tough decision, and it could have been argued that, well, maybe he should have gone after those SCVs so he couldn't get the repair, but when you have 8 Marines pounding on your lings from the safety of their bunkers, I mean, it's a rough one to work out. Now, we are cross-position here on Metalopolis. Red JulyZerg from Startale going to be spawning in the south position, and then his opponent, SlayersMMA, the blue Terran, spawning in the north, but certainly JulyZerg will be happy when his Overlord goes over here and he sees cross-positions. And I don't know, I can't read his mind. Maybe JulyZerg's not happy. Maybe he does like close by air. But in this case, he can probably imagine that there's not, I mean, there still could be really, really heavy aggression, but based off of where the supply depot is, you know, doubt it.
Yeah, I think we'll just see a simple 1-racks, maybe a 1-racks expand here, maybe just your standard 1-racks into refinery on 13. We're about to see really where this is going to go in just a matter of moments. But one of the other things too, you know, I'm not really sure if July would mind as the refinery goes down for MMA close spawn positions here, as long as he can hold off that initial attack from Terran, because he, again, likes to play so aggressively. As we see a hatch going down for July there, 15 hatch opener pool will be coming here very, very shortly, but I feel like maybe July would actually kind of like those close positions if he could actually survive that earlier attack.
So MMA with a few options here. We've seen him go, you know, a Reaper type opening, and the first Marine will come out. Then we'll see what kind of add-on he's going to add. You know, depending on what he gets, you can kind of make a determination of which way he's going to go. Meanwhile, the pool and the gas, of course, are down for JulyZerg. Just getting everything ready, and that SCV going for the scout now. And I'm wondering, yeah, he's going to go ahead and scout close by air, so it'll take him a little bit longer. And we are going to get a tech lab down, so he could possibly bring out a Reaper right away. The other thing that might be a possibility, but not so much because it's more of like a versus Protoss, is, of course, getting that concussive shell. We are going to have a Reaper, so pretty standard here versus Zerg.
Yeah, that's definitely true. The other thing, too, is that, you know, for a while there, Reapers just, I felt like, didn't exist in this game. Once they got nerfed to oblivion by Blizzard in a lot of those patches, you never, ever saw them. And I love to see players actually bring them back into play. He is going to be going for the 1-racks Reaper expand build here, something that Select does quite a lot.
Yeah.
But he does it in some of the other matchups. I think he does this actually in TVP. So going to have to see how much this Reaper can actually do. And very curious to see myself.
Nice. So he's got a second Reaper on the way, and we've seen him do this a couple times here at MLG. And so that means that he's probably not going to look for any action with this initial Reaper. He'll wait for that second one to get out. Of course, he will be able to deny any sort of scouting here, as he will take out this one Ling without taking any damage. But he knows that the Reaper's out, so he can kind of prepare for that. Speed is halfway done, and the second Reaper should be popping any moment now. And then he can kind of mix things up a little bit. Maybe send one Reaper into the net. Oh, wow. JulyZerg with a real quick third right here. And I do like this. Now, the problem, actually, I don't think it's going to be a problem because speed is going to be done very soon. Here comes that first Reaper. Queens are going to go in for defense. But once he's got those speedlings, those Reapers are really not going to be a threat. In fact, look at that. Reaper 2 goes back to MMA's base. He's going to go ahead and drop 2 more racks and gear up a bunker at his natural expansion.
He's also getting an extremely early combat shield there from that initial tech lab. Sometimes you see that with Stem. This is one of the few times I've actually seen that with combat shield this early on, as these Reapers will go back and move out here on the Zelnaga tower. Some Lings are trying to cut them off. They do have speed, so they will be able to run away from those Reapers, I believe. But once this third base gets up for JulyZerg, and it actually gets very saturated, it's going to be quite hard for MMA to actually deal with this. And really, it's going to get to the point where when the mutas come out on the field, if he actually does get to tier 2, doesn't look like it because the Roach Warren's going down.
Right, right. And you know, I think the scariest thing about these Reapers right now would be if he scouts this third, which is exactly what he's going over to do. There's a lot of Lings coming out, and oh, that's done. And oh, the Reapers actually turn around. He does get vision of it, so at least he knows that it's there. And that might be some sort of indicator to MMA. Oh yeah, look at all these Marines heading out right now. He attacks that Mink statue, and he sees these Marines moving out. So I think he might wait for that Roach Warren to finish pump. No, he's going to pump some more Lings, and he might choose to go. And there's no Marines inside that bunker. The depots are open, but he is going to get free access to these SCVs and the mules taken off of the line there. There's only 2 Marines, but we've got these Marines marching down here to the third. Queen's trying to come out, and he needs to be able to defend against this. More Lings are coming out. Oh, wow. 26 Lings on the way. He could just be going for a massive attack here, and the Lings are going to move in. They quickly move back, but he might sandwich them right here. Yes, here comes the Ling Marine sandwich.
And there's really, well, MMA is actually doing pretty well there. I felt like a lot of the things just chased those Reapers for no actual reason, and MMA is actually still alive with a good majority of those units. He will have to fall back, though. Starport is now, I believe, going to be lifted here and swapped with that reactor. And I would suspect that dropships will be coming out here, and we might see, yep, 2 dropships, or 2 medevacs actually, being built there. I think we're going to see a lot of drop play here, and that might be why Combat Shield was one of the first researched by MMA, and Stim's going to be finishing up here very, very soon. You can see how refined this build actually is.
Yeah, I'm still kind of questioning the Roach Warren. I'm not sure if he just did it for defensive reasons in case maybe any, Hellions came out or something,
right.
But it doesn't look like he's going to be doing production out of that quite yet. We do have the lair going down, and then massive droning going on. So with this third base, which is certainly well known by his opponent, he's going to be in a great position to just get to this drone count. Right now he's at 59 of 43, and then just start a stupidly ridiculous amount of production out of the larva that he has begun to pool up here. Are we going to have another big series? Wow, he's going roach speed and 14 roaches, so he might just decide to take this big amount of Lings he's got and all these roaches and just going for an attack. But he is doing the, oh yeah, he's going to like Roach Bane here.
Yeah, and we actually have a drop happening here on 2 sides of JulyZerg, and a lot of his Lings are out of position. We do have the drop now going into the main. We're going to have to keep a close eye on both of these drops. Looks like he's going to be able to take the Queen out there. Moving forward, does take out the spine on this side. A couple of drones are going to get killed, and now the Roaches are going to chase away these Marines. Checking back up on the other one. The Roaches will be able to probably get these out of here, although he is going to lose some drones in the process.
Yeah, and as far as actually, he lost a lot more drones than I thought he was going to. It looks like 8 of those drones have been taken by MMA, and he's not done with this drop yet. It's like, oh yeah, you thought I left, but here we go as he unloads once again. He's loading them back up, doing some nice Marine micro with those drops, but then the Lings come in and he's got to hold that off. Meanwhile, another drop in the main, and this is truly the mark of a very skilled Terran player, being able to control drops from multiple locations and really reducing the effectiveness of that third base. But 14 Banelings being morphed right now. They're right at the front. JulyZerg with a stupid amount of roaches and a lot, oh my gosh, ventral sacks going on too, with the +1 melee attacks being done, making those Banelings even more effective. He's already got Overlord speed, so look at this. The drops are going to finish. This is just unbelievable timing by JulyZerg. He's going to move these Banelings over and the Overlords as far over as he possibly can, so they have less fly distance, and then he'll certainly be going in for some drop. Huge Marine tank force will be moving out to that third from MMA, and look at the amount of Lings and roaches that are about to make their way up there. What I suspect is a frontal attack, while of course, or maybe he's going to Baneling drop on the army. Might not expect that as well. So this could be pretty huge. Of course, we do have the tank sieged up on the high ground there. So I don't know.
Yeah, where are these Overlords going to be going? You know, maybe July's just going to go on for a full-on attack here. He does have those melee upgrades, and those also help the Banelings, but here we go. Looks like July is ready to attack. Where are these Banelings going to land? We'll have to wait and see.
And here we go, Banelings moving in. One huge mass of Marines is taking out another huge mass. The Roaches will take out all these tanks. There are not too many Banelings left, but they're going to take out as many SCVs as they can. And I just don't see how in the heck MMA is going to be able to stop this JulyZerg taking that quick third base. Really pumping out a lot of units right now, and he's just done a huge amount of SCVs forced to fight this battle. Going to have to go ahead and siege this tank right on top of the ramp. And does he have enough units? Well, more Roaches streaming in right now thanks to that Roach speed finishing up before this attack, and it does look like it will be stopped. But how many SCVs were lost there? Now 50 for July and 27 here for MMA. Continuing this push forward. He wants to get rid of these Roaches, but here comes some links for the surround. He will load up with one medevac. Will kill those two Marauders, and he doesn't have, he only has the one tank out here, so I do feel like he could still do some damage, but MMA does hold it off. Just took some considerable damage in the process.
Yeah, one of the things really that Zergs actually cannot deal with are these drops, because they will eventually get to your base without a Spire. We do see a Spire started here in the main base of July, so once those mutas come out, I feel like the map control will go back over to JulyZerg, and these drops should be sustained for just a little bit longer.
I think MMA is going to lift this orbital and go to the gold. And you know what? These Lings actually are going to miss it. So they're going to have some idea, okay, that orbital didn't just grow legs and fly away. Well, it kind of